At that point, we're 3 albums in and we got to move on.
Bob was out, and then we're like, okay, well, who are we going to get?
And we were going on the road in like 3 weeks or something, and I was like, okay, this ain't the greatest time to kick out your guitar player, but, you know, we had no choice, and we're scrambling to get a replacement at this point.
My name was mentioned, and then Alex called me while I was living in Miami.
You know, we were still in Buffalo here, and Rob was already living down in Miami.
Rob wasn't in the band, he just kind of came down. He was a great rhythm guitar player, looking for a band.
I saw Malevolent Creation played with Primeval and Cannibal and Cynic up at a show in Buffalo. And I seen them guys playing, and I was like, damn, I gotta move to Florida.
We introduced Rob to people that became his band Solstice, that started his first project.
I started it with the drummer, Alex Marquez, down in Miami, and the guitar player, Dennis Munoz.
And they did an album at More Sound with Rob singing and playing guitar.
Yeah, he's fucking got a great voice. He's got an awesome voice.
I pretty much started singing out of the fact that we just really couldn't find a singer with the voice that we were kind of shooting for.
It's incredible. It's a great record. It stands up today, right now. Put it on.
Right after the Solstice thing, him and Alex Marquez did Malevolent.
Yeah, me and the drummer, Alex, we pretty much joined Malevolent while we still had Solstice going. We just put Solstice on hold.
Well, Malevolent Creation was another band from Buffalo, New York, that had moved down to South Florida and kind of put their footing in there.
Rob was always a good friend of ours, and he was into the same music we were into. It seemed like a good fit.
We recorded Retribution.
We had problems with Malevolent, like normal, and then he got offered something good for Cannibal.
I got in touch with him and I said, well, look, you're still in this band Solstice, but do you have time to come up and do some touring with us?
I said, of course, and then I flew up to Buffalo and I learned their set like in 2 weeks or something.
He learned like a song a day.
Really amused by all the Cannibal stuff, just the absurdity of the riffs and the lyrics. The first couple of rehearsals, as he's learning the stuff, he's just laughing.
The riffs were different to me, you know, I had to like adjust to their style.
Eventually he grabbed hold and went death metal.
I actually wasn't asked to join the band. I pretty much was just asked to fulfill the tour commitments that they had at the time.
We didn't really know what we were going to do in the long term. It was kind of like, all right, we need a filler for now. You know, we'll work on, you know, are we going to keep them or are we going to find a guitar player, obviously, after the touring's all done. After we did that tour with Rob, it just seemed like a natural thing because we knew him already. He's from Buffalo, you know, we're friends in a sense, and he was a great guitar player.
Great guy, known him forever. Just made sense to get him in.
They pretty much said, hey, you're more than welcome to stay with us if you want. Pretty much saying I could join the band.
It was early 1993 when Rob joined up with us. We'd been friends with Rob as long as we'd been friends with any of the people on the Buffalo scene. We went way back with him.
The year before, I was in Malevolent Creation, and we did a tour with Obituary, Agnostic Front, and Cannibal Corpse.
This was the first time we actually had a tour bus, and we were on the bus with Malevolent, and Rob was in the band at the time, and we were all just partying every night. I mean, it was a traveling sideshow of circus freaks.
We got along great. We had fun together.
I came down to the bus to see where Bob was, and he was down there stumbling around in the hallway. And Barrett was already in the back of the bus, kind of. Me and Bob were like in the front kind of the bus. And Bob ran down the hall and basically just clocked Barrett right in the head and knocked him down.
That was out of nowhere. That's kind of an obscure moment in time there.
I can't even really actually remember what happened.
Nothing happened. He just came at you for no reason.
Oh, he just knocked me down.
He just fucking decked you. He came running from the front of the bus and just decked you. Right?
He was really drunk.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was wasted,
yeah,
dude.
He wanted to let out his frustration on somebody, and it was me.
I know we all kind of like later on thought Bob must have had a premonition that night that Barrett was going to replace him, and he just got his shot in. And Rob came into the picture, you know, in a big way.